Hey guys, it's Campbell of Team Monster here. I'm here to talk to you today about my cutting diet and the supplements that I'll be using to carry on with that. I'm doing an 8-week diet at the moment, which is sponsored by Anabolic Designs. You can see the supplements that I'm using here. I'm 4 weeks into the diet so far. I've had a progressive training and diet plan up to now, which has been relatively easy, sort of easing into it. I don't generally come too low with calories or anything like that. Starting cardio from Monday, so what I'll do is I'll post a link to my log in the description of the video on here, and you can have a look at the progress so far and my plans for the next 4 weeks. The main thing I want to talk to you today, rather than about the diet and the training that I'll be doing, is the supplements that I use whilst on a cut. Generally the supplements that I use while mass gaining are quite restrictive. I only really use protein shakes and protein bars, more just nutritional supplements than anything. But when I'm dieting and I have to preserve muscle mass and try and really burn as much fat as possible in the time frame that I've given myself, I generally use a few more supplements. So what I've got here is the different supplements that I'm using from a couple of different brands. I'm going to talk you through each one individually, tell you why I use it, and tell you what sorts of benefits I've had from it so far. So the first supplement that I'm using is by Anabolic Designs, and that's Shreddable. This is the staple fat burner that I use throughout most of my diets that I do. I've used it the last 2 diets that I've done to great success, so it's probably my favourite fat burner of all the ones that I've used. Obviously with working from on supplements, I've tried quite a few different fat burners, tried a few different like carb blockers, fat blockers, stimulant pills, lots of different things that have a lot of bold claims with the marketing, but Shreddable is the only one that's really delivered exactly what it says. There are other products that are very good. For example, I like PhD Lean Degree as well. It's a good natural fat burner, which is very good for women, very good for natural athletes, and just generally a good fat burner. But for me, Shreddable, which is also natural by the way, is probably the top fat burner that I've used. The reason being, there are just more than one aspect to it. You know, it's not just about increasing your metabolism. For me, it's a fantastic appetite suppression product. So for someone who doesn't deal well with cravings, you know, someone who just wants to cheat every once in a while, someone who doesn't want to just focus on food all day long while dieting, the Shreddable's a great option. For me, you know, with the calorie deficit diet that I end up on towards the end of the 8 weeks, it's quite a heavy calorie deficit, so I don't want to be sat around all day just thinking about food. And the appetite suppression from the Shreddable is fantastic. On top of this, it increases the rate of lipolysis, increases growth hormone output, it reduces cortisol, which is extremely important, as cortisol obviously reduces muscle mass if it's left unattended. It also decreases the rate of fat loss. Cortisol just generally is not what you want if you're a bodybuilder or anyone aiming to achieve the physique that they want. So Shreddable in that sense, you know, very much attacks it from a multitude of different angles. The next product that I'm using is Bulk. I'll talk about them together. Bulk and Toro Test. Now, normally while mass gaining, I don't use testosterone boosters. I do sometimes, depending on what sort of thing I'm aiming for. The times that I've used this to best effect was whilst doing strength training. Bulk and Toro Test for me as a combination is one of the best supplement stacks in the entire industry, really, that I've come across for strength. You know, I've used it while mass gaining before, and my bench press has gone up 20 kilos in an 8-week period, which, considering it wasn't at a time where I was coming back from injury or anything, it was at the time where I'd plateaued on bench press. To gain 20 kilos in 8 weeks is absolutely unreal. So whilst using it on a cut, it's just helping to maintain strength, maintain what I'm able to do in the gym. And obviously if you're training harder with heavier weights, you've got better hormone production, you're going to burn more calories, and overall retain more muscle mass whilst you're dieting. Also, just down to the fact that these will help reduce estrogen, boost natural testosterone production, help reduce cortisol, boost growth hormone, and just put you in the right hormonal balance so that you can drop body fat without risking losing muscle mass, which for me as a natural ectomorph is very, very important, because I do lose muscle very easily. As you can see, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I drop body fat very easily, but just don't retain muscle. So something like this is basically my safeguard to make sure that I am hanging on to as much muscle as possible. Which brings me on to my next product, which is the other thing that I accredit most of my dieting success to, which is the Millennium Sport Tech RPG. I literally don't know what I'd do without this. Branched chain amino acid powder whilst I'm dieting is pretty much essential to me. There's a lot of debate out there in the supplement industry, in the bodybuilding world, as to whether branched chain amino acids are worth it, whether they do live up to the hype. For me, You know, it's not exactly a scientific study, granted, just based on my experiences, but all the experiences I've had with powdered branched chain amino acids, and especially the Millennium Sport Technologies brand, has been fantastic. For example, doing fasted morning cardio, you haven't had any nutrients in your system, you know, you can become catabolic very, very easily, you haven't had those amino acids to fuel the muscle. Something like this, which is calorie free, just pure branched chain amino acids while drank during morning cardio, is just going to safeguard those muscles. It's basically going to give you everything that you need to try and avoid catabolism as much as possible. It's a very, very versatile supplement. I use it through my fasted cardio, my weight training in an afternoon, and one thing that's very, very useful for is while dieting, trying to drink a lot of water. So what I'm doing is drinking about 4 or 5 litres of water a day, and that starts to get very tedious really. I don't really enjoy the taste of water anymore. So what I do is take a 2 litre bottle of water, just mix in 1 scoop of RPG, and it instantly tastes fantastic. So you can get a lot of flavoured waters from supermarkets that have artificial flavourings, that have sweeteners in. A lot of them even have a lot of sugar in. With the RPG, there's no artificial colours or dyes. It's a really, really good natural product, and the branched chain amino acids that they use in it are extremely pure. They're very, very high quality. You can also get a good dose of glutamine, which is going to help your immune system while dieting, and some essential amino acids in there as well. It tastes fantastic, and they've actually just released 2 new flavours, which I'm very keen to try. I've always just had the Bubble Punch, which tastes amazing. Next product is the CLA Omega, which I've only started using this diet. I haven't used this product before. I normally use fish oils and things like that, but I haven't used this particular product. But obviously, as Millennium Sport Technologies are one of my favourite brands, alongside PhD and Anabolic Designs, I thought I'd give their product a try. It's basically one of the purest forms of CLA that you can get. CLA has been shown to help with reduction of body fat stores. It's also got a lot of omega-3 and 6 in there in a 2-to-1 ratio, which is very, very effective. You've got your fish oils and extra virgin olive oil, and basically just the essential fatty acids that at the moment I'm lacking from my diet. My diet is very high protein and high on low GI carbohydrates, but relatively low on fats. So supplementing some good quality fatty acid supplements, you know, is very, very effective for me. And finally, I've got the PhD Diet Weight, which is my staple protein every diet that I do. PhD is a brand I know I can trust. They've got great nutritional breakdowns in this product. The ingredient profile is very, very good. It's high quality protein, low carbohydrate. They've got some good essential fats in there from the flaxseed as well. They've added green tea, which helps stimulate the metabolism, a little bit of CLA, and the best thing about this is the taste. You know, it's something that I look forward to every single day. I've got vanilla in the kitchen, not that you can see where I'm pointing, and chocolate orange here. One tip for you, which I will mention, is if you mix 2 scoops of chocolate orange with 100 ml of water, it's a very small amount in a bowl, mix it up to make a creamy paste and stick it in the microwave for about 50 seconds. It makes a fantastic protein pudding, which when you're on a diet is honestly heavenly. So this is my staple protein throughout every diet, and I really, really do enjoy having these at the end of the day. So those are the supplements that I'm using. I've explained why I'm using each one. It is more supplements than I would normally use, but each one has a purpose, and each one really does make a difference to my diet. At the end of this video, I'll show you a 3-week progress picture from the first week of my diet to last Saturday, and the results in 3 weeks from using these products and dieting hard is absolutely unreal. Even I was really shocked by my own progress, really. What I'm going to be doing for the next 4 weeks is videoing a lot of my workouts and videoing updates, so stay tuned for my diet updates and some of my training log, so you're going to see exactly how I'm cutting the body fat to get ripped. Thank you very much.